This is TM News episode 10, and let's start with this week's results. TmT is as usual going on, and it has now reached the 4th group stage round. It's getting pretty exciting now as the matches are getting decisive as to who will qualify for the playoffs. For those who don't know, top 2 qualify from each group, as well as the 8 best 3rd place teams. Many interesting matches happened this week, and as usual I try to link to as many VODs of matches as I can find below. Also very noteworthy for this week is that THE, or Trackmania Heroes Europe, managed to defeat Dignitas in Group 7 and are now leading that group. This means that if THE can also beat Vortex, which they play next week in the last group stage round, they will finish first in this group, and that means it will be very interesting to see where Dignitas will be placed in the playoffs tree, as they most likely would finish second and thus get a slightly worse seed. Potentially 2 very good teams could in that case face each other early in the playoffs. Also, 2 other team tournaments are taking place right now in form of the Trackmania 2 Stadium Tech Tournament Cannabis Cup 2 and the Dirt Tournament Slip 5, which is also played in Trackmania 2 Stadium. Both these tournaments have just started, and you can find the current rankings for both tournaments below. That's all I have for results, and for community news I only have the latest edition of Best Videos of the Week by Media Planet. Once again, it's definitely worth checking this out, as it's a brilliant way of keeping yourself updated about videos featuring Trackmania games. Also, as usual, I want to remind you that you can submit your own videos on Media Planet's Facebook page. Alright, let's move on to upcoming events. So remember last week how I was saying I will let you know when I know more about the next CPS season? Well, ESL decided to not wait any longer and has now announced the 12th season of the tournament. As you already know, ESL has decided to move over to Trackmania 2 Stadium, but other than that, everything else is as usual. The deadline to sign up is set to Sunday, October 27th, with a planned start set to November 10th, just after TmT is over. Also, you can submit your maps to the tournament, and the deadline for that is set to October 30th. Head over to ESL's website to sign up your team now. And Team Masters has decided to start a weekly tournament taking place on Saturdays. Much like the True Talent Cup, this is also played in a knockout format. But the only difference is that Team Masters will use current tournament maps for this, which means TmT maps will be used right now. This is a great way to keep yourself trained on the maps, so if you want to participate, make sure to keep an eye on Team Masters' Facebook page for information. ZrT, which is a famous French caster, has decided to host the Trackmania 2 Stadium tournament with 1000 euros in prizes called ZrT Cup. The cup will be played in one day on Sunday 30th October, and the prize money is divided between top 4. Via Maniactu you will find a link to register if this sounds interesting to you. So in Sweden we haven't really had that strong of an offline community in Trackmania, despite having many good players and great results. But what we have been lacking is tournaments of our own, ever since DreamHack stopped hosting them back in 2010. That's why it's great to see that there will be a Trackmania 2 Stadium tournament taking place at an event called Consolidate, which takes place between the 12th and 13th October in Jönköping, which also is the home of DreamHack. This tournament is played in tech, and from what I've heard, TmT maps will be used. It also surprisingly got some pretty solid prizes, and looks to be a pretty cool event. The tournament will be organized by Yogi and Hayden from Team Druids, and if you want to sign up, you'll find all the information you need to know underneath. And lastly, the VRG clan are going to start hosting the VRG Cup every Friday starting this week. The cup uses a NASCAR system and will be played in Trackmania 2 Stadium. And if you get on the podium, you will win prizes in form of planets. Signing up is pretty easy, just check out the news written at Maniactu for information. That's all I have for Team News this week. I'll be back next Wednesday with more. Thanks for watching.